Welcome to a new episode of Norway Perspectives, brought to you by Norway Relocation Group, where we help newcomers settle into life in Norway with clarity, confidence, and the tools they need to thrive, both practically and financially. In today's episode, we are going to talk about something that every person living in Norway needs to understand: how to manage your money. If you've just moved to Norway, or even if you've been here a while, you've probably noticed one thing: things are expensive. But that doesn't mean they have to be overwhelming. It just means you need to understand the systems, build a clear monthly budget, and use the digital tools and habits that most Norwegians rely on every day. In this episode, we'll walk you through the real cost of living. We'll talk about how Norwegian banks and digital payments work. We'll explore how to create a realistic budget. We'll highlight common financial traps that newcomers often fall into. And we'll explain why learning the everyday Norwegian language used in banking, bills, and budgeting will help you stay organized and confident. Let's begin with what things really cost: the cost of everyday life in Norway. Norway is known around the world for its high standard of living, but it also has one of the highest costs of living. What surprises most newcomers isn't just the big expenses, like housing, but the small, everyday things that add up quickly. Housing is the biggest monthly expense for most people. In Oslo, a one-bedroom apartment in a central area might cost between 14,000 and 18,000 kroner per month. Outside of the city, you might find places for less, but you may also have higher transportation costs. Electricity is another major cost, especially in winter. In summer, you might spend 600 to 800 kroner per month. But in winter, that can jump to 2,000 kroner or more, depending on your heating system. Groceries for a single person will usually cost between 3,000 and 5,000 kroner per month. This depends on your shopping habits. You'll save money by shopping at budget-friendly stores like Kiwi or Rema 1000 and buying store brands like First Price or Extra. Dining out is expensive. A basic lunch can easily cost 150 kroner. A fast food meal is often more than 200 kroner. A sit-down dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant might cost 800 to 1,200 kroner, not including drinks. Internet typically costs around 500 kroner per month. A mobile phone plan will cost you between 200 and 400 kroner, depending on the amount of data you need. Public transportation is reliable and usually cheaper than owning a car. In cities, a monthly transport pass might cost 800 to 900 kroner, and it covers buses, trams, subways, and local trains. If you put all of this together, a single person living in a major city might need between 20,000 and 27,000 kroner per month to cover their basic costs. For a couple or family, the amount will be significantly higher. Now let's talk about how Norwegians actually manage these expenses, starting with how people pay for things. Digital banking and how Norwegians pay for everyday expenses. Norway is almost completely cashless. In fact, many shops and cafes don't even accept cash anymore. Everything happens digitally, and this means you'll need to understand how the Norwegian banking system works. As soon as you have a bank account and a bank ID, you'll be able to use the most common payment tools in Norway. These include Bank ID, which is your secure digital identity. You use it to log into your bank, approve payments, apply for loans, and sign contracts. It is the key to all digital services, both public and private. Vipps, which is Norway's mobile payment app. You can send money to friends instantly, pay in shops, or split bills. It's connected to your phone number and bank account. Gyro, which is direct debit. This is used to automatically pay your fixed bills like rent, phone subscriptions, or electricity. E-Factura, which is digital invoicing. Instead of receiving a paper bill, your invoice shows up in your online bank. You approve it with one click. You'll also use your debit card for most in-person purchases. It's normal to pay with contactless. Just tap your card or phone. Most Norwegians rarely carry cash. Creating a monthly budget in Norway. To manage your finances effectively, you'll want to build a clear monthly budget. Start by writing down your fixed monthly costs. This includes rent, electricity, internet, transport, insurance, and mobile bills. These are usually predictable and repeat each month. Next, track your variable costs. This includes groceries, dining out, personal care, clothing, entertainment, and subscriptions. These can fluctuate, so it's important to monitor them over time. Don't forget to include savings goals, like an emergency fund, travel plans, or tax payments if you're self-employed. Many Norwegians use apps like Spanken, Spiff, or DNV's budgeting tools to track their spending. It's a good idea to reserve some money each month for unexpected costs. This could be medical expenses, winter clothes, repairs, or extra electricity during cold months. If you're supporting a family, budgeting becomes even more important. Children's activities, kindergarten fees, or school-related costs can be significant, even though public education itself is free. Understanding how Norwegian bills work. In Norway, you don't usually receive paper bills. Invoices are sent digitally, often to your email, Digipost, or banking app. They may also come via SMS. Invoices will include words like faktura, which means invoice, forfallsdato, which is the due date, KID-nummer, which is the unique payment reference number, betalingsfrist, which is the payment deadline. If you don't pay a bill by the deadline, you may receive a reminder called a purring, and it often includes a late fee. If you ignore that too, you may receive an incasso notice, a debt collection letter. This can hurt your credit and lead to legal consequences. At NLS Norwegian Language School, you can learn the exact words and sentence structures used in bills, invoices, and digital messages, so you don't feel confused or anxious every time you open your Digipost. Understanding even just 20 to 30 common words can help you stay on top of your finances and avoid costly misunderstandings. Common financial mistakes newcomers make and how to avoid them. Let's talk about the most common money mistakes that newcomers make in their first year. The first is underestimating winter electricity bills. If your apartment has electric heating, which most do, your electricity bill can easily double or triple between November and March. You must plan ahead and set aside extra money during warmer months. The second mistake is not reading invoices carefully. Even if the message looks like spam, it may be a real invoice, especially if it comes through Digipost, Altinn, or from your commune. A third mistake is not using digital tools like Gyro or eFaktura. These help you avoid late fees and stay organized. They also save time, no need to log in every time to pay manually. Another issue is using foreign bank cards or transferring money internationally through expensive channels. Many banks charge currency conversion fees or international transaction fees. Once you're in Norway, it's best to get paid and pay others using your Norwegian bank account and Norwegian card. Finally, some newcomers wait too long to ask for help. Whether it's setting up a mobile plan, understanding a rent increase, or receiving a confusing letter from the tax office, waiting only makes it more stressful. That's why Norway Relocation Group is here to help you understand your financial responsibilities, read the fine print, and make informed decisions. Why learning Norwegian makes money management easier. The truth is, managing money is about more than numbers. It's about understanding instructions. It's about asking questions. And it's about reading contracts, invoices, and reminders, often in Norwegian. Most financial communication in Norway, including from your bank, your commune, and your landlord, will come in Norwegian. At NLS Norwegian Language School, students learn how to read bills, emails, and financial documents, how to talk to banks and landlords with confidence, how to avoid misunderstandings by learning common legal and economic terms. If you're serious about managing your money in Norway, learning the language is one of the best long-term investments you can make. Final thoughts. Managing your money in Norway is not about earning a fortune. It's about building smart habits, understanding the systems, and preparing for the costs of daily life. You'll be navigating a cashless society where invoices are digital, late fees are automatic, and personal responsibility is expected. But with the right support, tools, and language skills, you can feel completely in control. At Norway Relocation Group, we help newcomers take that control from banking and budgeting to reading invoices and registering bills. And with language support from NLS Norwegian Language School, you can learn the vocabulary and sentence patterns you'll need in real life, not just in textbooks. Thanks for watching Norway Perspectives. If this episode helped you, Please like, subscribe, and share it with someone preparing to move to Norway or someone already living here who wants to take better control of their money. And as always, we'll see you in the next episode.